repeat claims of popularity. So the dominant factor here, I mentioned 5 factors. Wanted wedding, thinking the crowd is right, and there are 5 factors. And here, the dominant factor here that contributes to this practice is repetition bias. Seeing or hearing something over and over, especially from different places, makes it feel more true, right? So there's an interesting story, interesting study done. So a group of researchers chose a neighborhood, one neighborhood. This happened in the real estate in the industry, a great industry. There are a lot of money there. There are a lot of impact you can make. So they chose the one neighborhood, and what they did is they created the made up real estate agent, right? This is a made up person. There are no such person as that. They all made up. And what they did is they, in this neighborhood, in this specific neighborhood, they advertised the name and all the details, business of this person through leaflets and all these banners and advertisements, right? They did it repeatedly for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then after some time, uh, they made it they made the name familiar to them. So what they did, they study that. So in the I'm sorry to uh, sorry to include, I forgot to include, in those leaflets they named the person as the number one real estate agent in the neighborhood, in the area, right? Let's say I don't really know the place that they uh, made this study, maybe let's say in Phoenix, right? So they said, okay, number one real estate agent in Phoenix, right? So that's what they did, and they did it repeatedly. In every advertisement, they said, okay, this is the I am the number one real estate agent in the area, the number one guy. So after a few weeks, they made they did a survey from all the houses on the neighborhood. So they asked who's the best, the number one real estate agent in this neighborhood, in this area. And most people, surprisingly, most people said the name of that made up person. There are no such real estate agent as that. They are all made up. That person is non-exist, doesn't exist. Just because that they heard that advertising and heard the number one, this person is the number one, and over again, that repetition made it true, right? And they create, it's insane if we think about it. So if we use it bad, it can do a lot of bad things. For example, in World War II, Hitler's media mogul, and he used this effect. He used these um, evil claims, right? And they repeated it, and over time, people believed it because they repeated. You can repeat a lie over and over again in order to make it true, but that's bad, that's evil. So we can use it for good. We can use it for the goodness of our customers, of our business, without manipulation. So these are all ethical business practices. You don't have to worry about it. So that's the power of the repeat claims of popularity. You can, even a lie, you can make it true if we repeat it enough, right? So how you, in practice, how you could leverage it in your business. So you can make a genuine, bold, believable claim. For example, best quality coffee in Boston. So this is bold and believable, right? Uh, you can say if let's say a coffee brand in Boston, right? They can't really say, okay, we are the number one coffee brand in the world, in the entire America. There's no little to no believability in there, right? But if they say number one quality, best quality coffee in Boston area, that's believable. That makes people believe it. The believability factor is high. So in order to make a claim like the number one quality coffee in the world, let's say, you need evidence. You need more proof in order to make it believable. That's a difficult process. That's hard. You need all these three researchers, but you can make a believable, bold claim like a best quality coffee in Boston, the number one um, uh, SaaS brand for SaaS tool for real estate agents, right? What makes it make it genuine. You have to make it genuine, otherwise you have problems in law maybe, but most importantly, it's a lie. People would uh, know it. Your competitors will use it against you. So make sure that's genuine, bold, and believable. You don't want to lower yourself down, keep yourself down. Okay, we are not the best guys. You need to be bold. You need to higher your standard. You need to say out loud. You need to brag about yourself in a genuine way. Make sure you are being genuine, not something fake, right? Because you will be exposed if you do that. Be genuine, and number two, deliver on your promise at all costs and prove your claim over and over again. Proof is powerful than claiming. If you say best quality coffee in Boston, if you own a coffee shop, and you say this is the best quality coffee in Boston, you better deliver it to every single customer. Yes, there may some customers who don't like that, who's it's not their cup of tea, right? There are people who it's not for them, right? But for most people, you need to make them believe that this is actually the best quality coffee in Boston. That proof, even a one sip, even a one cup of coffee is enough to make them believe that claim, right? You need to make sure you deliver that promise at all costs. So you can't cut corners when you make those claims, right? You can't uh, you can't play with it. You can't really play games with it. You better be uh, deliver on your promise at all costs. No matter what, you need to deliver on your promise because you made that claim. You get all these benefits, you get all this attention, all these customers, but if you want to grow it, you need to uh, twice the impact, 10x the impact. You need to keep it, and it's hard, but if you can do it, make a claim about it, right? And repeat it on in all your advertising material. You need to repeat it in every single advertisement you offer to the world. You need to claim that we are the best quality coffee in Boston, right? If this is a coffee shop, I'm assuming this is a coffee shop, and you can say, okay, in the every leaflet you show in your shop, you can display it in a not non-cringy way. You don't want to write it everywhere, but decently you can uh, add it add that claim to all your advertisements. And especially it's great if you can campaign with media influencers, social media influencers. You can invite them to your place, and you can, if you are in a product-based business, you can offer that product to them and pay them, and get the message out through them. And that's powerful. Why? Because that message is not coming from you, it's coming from another person. Yes, you pay them, there's a deal between you, but it's coming from another person, another source. So it's like, imagine uh, you say to somebody, you are a good person, right? You are like this, you're like that, you brag about yourself, but imagine the what's the impact of that compared to somebody else um, saying good things about you. There's somebody else say when somebody else say good things about you when it comes from another source, that's more powerful, that's more truthful, that feels more truthful, that feels more trustworthy because it comes from another source. But what happens is, when you stay consistent with it, when you make this genuine, bold, and believable claim, and you deliver on this promise aggressively at all costs, and you do all these advertising things, it's coming from all these influences, and you can do all that. But what happens is, with time, it becomes true. With time, time will take care of it, right? If you stay consistent, time will take care of it. People will, there you will have a lot more sources that are talking about your business. If you are truly, if people love your product, if people think, oh, this is the best quality coffee in Boston, it will go out. Your message will go out from the average person. That's powerful. That's when your business explodes. That's when you can when you hit the home run, when you give time its place, and you take a step back and you do all your part, you play your part, and you give time its place, right? And time will take care of it. And within within months and years, based on how much customers you have, what's the location you are, how many customers you serve, it will eventually happen. If remember, you need to make that claim and you better deliver it. Those two things has to happen, otherwise it will fade away, right? That's in practice. Real life examples, this oral big advertisements that you see between young Sheldon or uh, some shows. So they say the number one dentist recommended brand, Oral-B. They say, and they have proof for it. They have all these dentists. They, I think, pay for some research or something, and they have proof with it. And they boldly claim they're the number one dentist recommended brand. And that's a blue bold claim. I still kind of familiar with these ads, and I can remember them. So their brand recall is so powerful. And you can see America's best-selling truck for 46 years, America's best-selling truck. So they connect it to the past, right? They're not saying they are the America's best-selling truck right now. They're saying we are the America's best-selling truck for 46 years. This is Ford. This is coming from a reputable brand, Ford Motor Company. So if the big guys use it, this better be worth it, because they're using it because it absolutely works, right? So there are Vitamix. They say the best blender in America. They're actually the best blender in America. Their quality is great. That's the delivery. They make that claim, but their delivery is amazing. They exceed the expectations that they make because they are actually the best blender in America, right? Then Twisted Tea, the nation's number one hard iced tea, and then Salesforce, the world's number one CRM tool. Yeah, of course, we have HubSpot, but Salesforce says that the number one CRM platform. A bold claim, but a believable claim, a genuine claim, because they're truly the number one platform, because they're the most dominant, the bigger one. They can claim that. But if you're a small brand, if you're a startup, what do? You don't have to be the best at in America or in the world. You can be best at in your area. You can make that claim at least, right? In your service area, in the region, right? In your country. If you are from Scandinavia, in Europe, or in Europe, in France, in Australia, in North Australia, in Latin America continent, in Latin America, you can claim that. You don't have to be best in the world to do it. You can start small. You can, and then when you scale, when you keep that promise and you can scale with that, because you will get explosion of sales with that, you can scale, and then you can claim those big claims. But start from the below, start from the level number one, use your service area, and as you scale, you can make more bigger claims, and because people believe it, because they are familiar with it, they tried your brand, and they know about your brand, and they tend to trust you more. It happens, right? Okay. Then number 4, live purchase notifications, right? So in live purchase notifications, you know that the dominant factor I listed. Hey, it's Liam here. If you found this content piece valuable, I have a little gift for you. I have this PDF that is filled with great sales and marketing techniques that will help you earn more money for your business. These are all written in simple language. Yes, these are deep stuff, but it's simple. It's easy to read. It's beautifully designed. You can check it out. And it's come up with real life examples. And you can check this resource out from the link in the description. So thank you. Check it out.